house, and today we're doing a new video. Something I've been wanting to do for a little while now, since I get so many questions about it, is the Pax Mini versus the Pax Plus. These are two dryer vaporizers from Pax Labs that they make. Different price points. You got the Pax Plus coming in at $200 and the Pax Mini coming in at $125. And there's definitely big differences between the two. This guy, you have a 1/2 gram chamber, and on the Mini, you have a 1/4 gram chamber. Another big difference is if you're going to attempt doing concentrates in this, the Pax Plus is set up for it to do it. The Pax Mini is not. The Pax Plus comes with everything you need as far as doing concentrates with it as well too. But overall, I like both of these devices, but there's definitely a big difference between the two. You have several heat settings on this guy, or experience modes, and on this big one is simplicity. You hit the button, there's one heat setting, it's fully automatic. It does adjust a little bit as you're kind of puffing away on your session, but I'm going to show you what they look like and a couple tips. We're going to set that off to the side right now. So the first thing I tell everyone, don't buy these guys based for, portability or size. They're both incredibly small, and if you put these together, I mean, it is a hair difference on the Mini where it's smaller, but like I said, I wouldn't get it because of that. This guy is going to be more of like a cloud chaser, if you will, if you want to pump up the temperature and get bigger clouds. This is going to be more of like a sipper. Still will definitely get you high. I have people asking all the time on one of my other videos where, how am I getting so much vapor? Remember, these are both conduction vaporizers, no matter which one you get. Grind up your flour fine, pack it fairly tight. When you basically tip it upside down after you've packed the flour, it should not fall out. And I'm going to show you kind of what the ovens look like on these guys, I guess really quick if they'll focus. Now, the lighting's not the greatest, so I apologize, but if I tip this upside down, nothing's coming out. Same thing with the Mini. Same operation. I'm going to go ahead and hit them each once here. And I'm going to go ahead and set this on 2 on that one. And we're going to let these guys heat up. And right on the fly, I'm going to do a couple vapor tests for you guys, take a hit on each one of these, and just talk about basically pros and cons of each of them. I like both of these. Like I said, I wouldn't get the Mini for portability. The Mini's already heated up. They say about 22 seconds, and it's pretty damn close most of the time. I'm going to go ahead and take a puff. Already producing a decent amount of vapor. I'm going to go ahead and hit the plus. Always be more vapor on the plus, like I mentioned. But the Mini is no slouch, and like I said, I'm going to go ahead and do one more quick pull. Both taste really good. I like the smaller chamber in the Mini, and the reason for it is I feel like you get a little bit more of an even cook, if that makes any sense in there. Got to keep in mind it's a conduction vaporizer, so it's going based off the heat of the surrounding area on it. And I think with the larger oven on the Plus, it's just a little harder to cook all the way through. It still does a really good job. I have no issues getting, like I said, stoned from either one of these, especially if you have some good flour inside there. I do notice the drier the flour, obviously the less vapor you're going to get. So some people that have really dusty weed, they don't have access to, dispensary weed, or maybe they don't grow it themselves, or, wherever they're getting it from, it's not going to produce as much vapor. Doesn't mean necessarily it's not going to get you, any higher by any means, but both of them have options for the raised and flat lid. The flat lid's kind of their stealthy option. A lot of people flip it out and go right for the raised lid. I like the flat lid. I also have a couple cases where they slide into perfect, spots, so I want to keep it that way. And with the raised lid, they don't fit quite right. But as far as charging goes, loading it is the same exact thing. So my recommendation is, if let me spin these around. I mean, even the charging contacts on the back, same exact setup there. The lighter the user or the more basic the user and they don't want to mess with settings or anything like that, the Pax Mini wins hands down. I could hand this to my 70-year-old dad who, you know, once in a while will partake with me, mainly does gummies. He could hang on to this and spin it around and use it because I could tell him, hey, to turn it on and off, there's one button on the top and that's it. There's no extra settings. On the Plus, if you're not getting as much vapor as you like, you do got to kind of long press and hold down and then kind of click the buttons and go through. I've done this a million times, so I'm really used to it. And then kind of long press to start the heating again. If you're not, it takes a little bit of time and you got to read an instruction booklet with it. Not a bad thing, but this you could pick up out of the box. And as long as you know you got to pack it in there fairly tight for the flower, you're good to go. That's all you need. All of them come in some crazy colors now. It used to be just the black and silver. Don't quote me, and I got a little bit of a buzz rocking, so I apologize, but there's like blue, I think it's like periwinkle or something they call it, and then this guy, I don't know if they have the name on it anywhere for the color, but I like this. It's kind of like a, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, kind of like an orange/red metallic color there. Other thing to note, a big one for a lot of customers again, 2-year warranty on the Pax Mini. Still above standard in my opinion. Most devices come with a 1-year warranty. Pax Plus, 10-year warranty. So huge difference. You're gaining 8 years. Like I said in one of my other videos, if you're the type of person where you don't upgrade very often and you're going to keep what you have for a long time, it may be worthwhile dishing out the extra money for the Plus just for peace of mind. If there's an issue, you know, obviously as long as you don't lose it, you'll send that bad boy in, and as long as you didn't cause it and there's something failing, like I said, 9 times out of 10, they just swap it and send you a replacement, which is just awesome for, you know, the customer support and the warranty portion of it. If you want something a hair smaller, you know, no fuss, no messing with, you know, settings or anything like that, and just press it and go, this works great. For the people, like I said, that are not getting vapor from either one, unfortunately, you're doing something wrong, and obviously it's really hard to tell. Flower, the drier it seems like, you know, you're not going to get as much vapor. The other one is long, slow pulls, and make sure you give it time for the chamber to heat back up again, because otherwise, if you take a huge puff, blow it out, and just take another big rip right afterwards, it hasn't even had a chance to fill that chamber back up with vapor. So, as far as that goes, same kind of usage on both of those. Doesn't matter, kind of a sip, not rip on either one, the Mini or the Plus. I'm not a big fan of mixing concentrate and dry herb vaporizers, so if you're getting the Plus specifically for concentrate, I wouldn't recommend it for that. I think there's much better options out there for you. It gets messy. One, if you go to throw flour back in there and there's any residue, it makes even a bigger mess yet. I did it once for just kind of messing around, and then I did another one for a video a while back, and it's just not worth, you know, the hassle and the time and cleanup. Typically, as long as these guys are warm, and that's a really good tip as well too. Highly recommend clean out your chamber while it's still warm. It comes really clean as long as you do that. The longer you let it cool down, the stickier things get, even with just flour inside there. But yeah, Pax Mini, Pax Plus, both great. I would say the everyday like home user, they're going to be just fine with the Mini. Still get you really high, really simple to use. The price point has dropped over time, so it's just gotten even a better deal yet. The Plus, if you want to experiment with concentrate, you want full control to crank the temperature up because you're a big cloud chaser and you want all that vapor coming out, the Plus is like an easy, you know, upsell at that point. It's $75 more. It'll give you that concentrate option. It'll give you much bigger clouds. Yeah, I dig both of them. No issues with either. And then the last one was that warranty we mentioned, you know, 2-year versus 10-year. 2 years is still awesome, but, you know, you can't beat a 10-year warranty if you don't upgrade very often. But we're going to go ahead and take a couple more puffs. We had them off for a little bit. I'm going to turn them both on at the same time. We'll kind of let them heat up in hand here. We'll see what happens. Sorry about the focus, and I had to zoom in a little bit, so. Wait a second here. They both heat up pretty fast. I just want to see if hitting them at the same time, how close they are. I think it says 22 seconds online, so the Mini is already ready to roll. and the plus right there. So if there is any discrepancy in that, so little, it's not going to make a difference. And then just again here, so I don't have to make a separate vapor demo, we're going to hit the plus first and then the mini next. Lots of vapor. Really, really good taste. I'm still impressed, guys, with how much vapor you get out of the Mini in general. The biggest complaint from a lot of users was they're not getting any vapor at all, so I'm not sure what's going on there, and as you can see it, and I'll even set the plus up here. Just think if you're doing any magic here. We're going to take another puff. Really tasty. More than enough vapor for me. I'm already getting a little bit of a buzz as it is, which is great. But yeah, I like them both. You guys have any questions, throw them in the comments below. Pax Mini, Pax Plus. I would say if you're just getting one device to kind of rule them all, obviously go Pax Plus. Everyday home user and you want to save that $75 and get some accessories or extra screens, or spend the $75 on a chunk of flour. Pax Mini is a great device too. So yeah, any questions, throw them in the comments below. I'll try to answer them like usual. Appreciate all the new subscribers and comments. Smoke on. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.